Hello there, wonderful world of YouTube. It is your girl SwimmstaGal coming at you guys with a very exciting video. Now, what you guys see right here is the Atlas Stationer's picture that they included mostly all their packaging. And what is in this lovely, lovely box is their ink subscription for the month of August. So, for those of you guys that may not know, they do currently have a ink subscription that's available on their website. It's called the Hollywood Subscription Box. This is the one for the month of August. I have received the other ones. I got the first one that they came out with for the month of June, I believe. Well, yeah, June. And then I got the one for the month of July. But for those particular boxes, I waited for the reveal before I caved in and purchased it. For this box, I went in basically blind. I haven't taken any peeks, haven't tried to figure out what's in here. So we're going to be looking at the contents of this wonderful package together. So I'm going to go ahead and take the inks out of here and then come right back. Alrighty, you guys, we are back. I haven't taken the bubble wrap off just because I want to, go into this together. And we're going to go ahead and remove the tape now. Oh wow, this is a Wearingeul color I don't have. This is the Autumn Night After 1,000 Years. It's so funny that I got this one because we were just talking about it in a Discord group I'm in that's focused around fountain pens and stuff like that. Coinkydink, ain't it? This is a Pineider ink or Pineider in yellow oro or yellow gold. Oh, yellow gold. My bad. Yellow gold. This is actually my very first Pineider ink or Pineider. So I cannot wait to unpackage it. I really like their packaging. It's really nice to see this classic ink bottle. And apparently this one is made in Italy. For the Wearingeul inks, I know that these ones tend to go for about $22. The Ferris wheel press inks tend to go, especially these ones. These are is this part of the Once Upon a Time collection? I think it could be. It's either that or the fairy tale collection. Oh, the fairy tales collection. These tend to go for under $25. Don't remember the exact price. I just do know that they go in there. So in these alone, you're already at around $40. And then you have I'm thinking this is a Monteverde color because this looks very similar to packaging or other ink I received in the previous box that had similar packaging. That was Monteverde. Let's take it out of the little clear case. Oh, it is Monteverde in kindness, and this is part of their emotions collection. Really nice. It's a really beautiful pink. We are gonna be swatching these, so I'm gonna zoom you guys in, and we're gonna go from there. I actually, I think I jinxed myself. For the very first time, I did get an ink that is doubled, which is the Ruby Royal Flush. So I'll see what I end up doing with this one. Actually, well, I'll just swatch it from the ink I already have just so you guys can kind of see it live. Let me go ahead and get that set up and we will go from there. To swatch these wonderful inks, I am going to go ahead and use these little ring cards. For those of you guys that might have seen my swap video I did with my friend Nicole, that video I'll probably have it linked down for you guys down below if you guys want to see it. I made some of these for her as well as I made some of these for myself, and these are made from one of my very favorite watercolor papers that tend to show off the ink qualities very well. So we're going to pull out 4 of these. 4. 1. And then we're going to get our handy dandy, tried and true cotton swabs. This is as close as the camera is going to let me get. So I'm going to swap them or swatch them separately. And up first, just because I don't have a lot of pinks in my collection, I say that and I probably do. We're going to go ahead and do Kindness from Monteverde. Oh, it would be nice if I did it on camera, right? This is actually a very nice, deep, almost like highlighter pink. I'm dropping some extra liquid or ink onto the top part right here, just to see if there's going to be like any type of effects for this ink. And by effects, I mean like sheening or shading. Since this one doesn't really have much information on the actual ink itself. Alrighty then, so we're going to set this aside. And it already does look like there's some type of sheening going on right here, but we're going to go ahead and set it aside for now. And we're going to move on to the next one. So for this next one, we're going to go in with the classic. Like I said, I already have the Ruby Royal Flush. And similar to the previous one, I'm just dropping a little bit more ink in this top corner right here, just so we have a better idea of what the qualities are going to be like once the ink dries. And I can already tell you that Ruby Royal Flush is a very stunning color. So I can't wait for you guys to see like the shimmer and a bit of like the sheening effect it has. And just know that there will be casualties. My fingers are already stained. Next, we're going to go into Wearingeul. So, really excited. I actually do love my Wearingeul inks. So, I'm really, really excited for this one. One thing I really like about their packaging as well is that they include like a little card that tells you what color it is exactly, like what Pantone color it is. So, you know what the base of it is. And I collect these. So, I'm going to put that to the side. The cap is a little beat up, but I don't think that's on them. I highly doubt that they check every ink before they ship it out. But that's the first time I've seen that, so interesting. This one looks like it has a green gold. I don't know if that's even a color, but as you guys can see right here, shimmer. And this one is considered to be a glistening ink. So we're going to go ahead and put the box to the side. And similar to Ruby Royal Flush, because it does have shimmer, you want to shake it up a little bit just so that you can get the shimmer particles up and going. And we're going to go ahead and swatch. Oh, that's a lot. That's quite a bit. So we're going to go ahead and set this one aside as well. And last but definitely not least, we're going to go in with the Pineider ink in yellow gold. And I really like the fact that this matches the packaging. It's very satisfying to see it. Because if you really wanted to, if you're the type that likes to keep the boxes, you can swatch the color on this box. It has like a very nice paper material, as to where some of the other like paper material or carton boxes tend to have like a coating over top of it, or at least it feels like a coating over top of it. This one feels like if I were to swatch it, I would get pretty much a tried and true color over here. Let's bring over that last swatch card. And this color for sure, I know I don't have a lot of. I think I have one that might be similar just from like looking at the liquid inside the container. And that's like my Lamy Mango, but let's give this little guy some time to dry, and then I'll come back and we can kind of do a quick overview of what these look like and move from there. All right, so we are back. The inks have pretty much completely dried, and we're going to go in the order that we swatched them. So we're going to go ahead and pull up Kindness. Is it gonna nice, it did focus. So again, this is the Monteverde one. So stunning, so cute together. So this one does look like it has sheening, although I guess it would be more like shading. Would it be more shading? Because it doesn't Usually what sheening is when you have the one color and then like you kind of move it and it shifts to a different color. I'm not really seeing like a shift, but I do see the presence of another color. So it could either mean that A, the ink dried and kind of like seeped into the watercolor paper, which is, you know, kind of usual for watercolor paper, and that's why it doesn't look like it's sheen. Or B, it could be considered more quote unquote shading, as in it turns darker in certain color in areas, but again, it turns to a completely different color. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that this one is meant to sheen green slash yellowy. All right, we're gonna set this beautiful color aside. I do actually see myself using this one. It's a very interesting combination. So we're gonna go ahead and move her on over. The color we did next was Royal Ruby Flush. So again, this is what they look like together. You can never go wrong with a Ferris wheel press ink. Not only is the packaging stunning, the ink is stunning as well. As you can see right here, it is picking up quite a lot of the sheening as well as the sparkle in this paper type. But when you're writing, you get more of the base as well. So you do get some of that red pulling through more so than it looks like right here. I think right here, I loaded up the cotton ball a little bit too much and I put a lot everywhere instead of like you'll see with the other inks where you have a little bit more of like the concentration up here. But like I said, writing with this one, you do get more of that red you see at the bottom corner with that delectable sheening and that amazing little glistening effect. Like that glistening effect just amplifies the sheen. It makes it look like it's wet when you're writing. It's amazing. Next was this one by Wearingeul. So this is the Autumn Night again. This one has a gold, like green shimmer in it with a green base. This green base is kind of reminiscent to Moss Park Green, I think, from Ferris Wheel Press. At least out of the greens I have like encountered. It's very nicely complemented by the gold flecks in the ink. As you can see, like right there, it plays on it nicely, and you do have shading. So wherever you have a little bit more ink drop when you're writing, you are going to experience shading. The green base itself is lighter, so I would probably recommend using this one with a medium nib or larger, depending on like what your tastes are. I would have to test it out on a fine pen or in a fine pen to see if we still get like that dark payoff or if it'll be lighter, because sometimes lighter inks are a little bit harder to read, so that is something to keep in mind whenever you decide to ink a pen. But like I said, I think if you go with anything medium or higher, you will get like a little bit more ink on the paper, so you should get more of that darker shading that should help the lettering pull through. And as in most, if not all Wearingeul inks, you also have that really nice subtle shimmer effect. Like, look at it. It kind of gives it like a glossy effect on the ink. Pleasantly surprised, Wearingeul. Love it. And last, like I said the last time, but certainly not least, the messiest out of all of the inks I got, it is the Pineider Yellow Gold, which is pulling like way more orange than I thought it was. I was thinking it was gonna be more like Sunset Yellow by Robert Oster, because I'm going based off of this, but this pulls like more of a tangerine color. And when I opened this one, I didn't even realize it, but look at that. Look at that. Look at my hands. Like, what? Like, how did that even happen? I don't know how it happened. It's probably because it was a little bit harder to open than the other ones were. But the ink itself, again, you do experience what we would call shading wherever there is a little bit more ink on the paper itself. I don't think you're going to have any issues with this showing up on the paper. It is a very, how do I say it? Very pigmented, as the beauty community likes to say. And it shows through very beautifully on the page. It's very vibrant. Definitely giving me like summer vibes. But like as you can see right there, you have the shading going on like right here where I had dropped like some of the droplets where they ended. You also have some of the shading pulling through at the edges where, again, most of the ink kind of like just settles in first. So you do have a lot of room to play with this one. I think this one, even with a fine pen, it should pull through very nicely. So again, just to round all these beautiful, stunning inks up, we received the color Kindness from Monteverde. We're going to zoom out a little bit for this one just to make sure we get all these inks in here together. But yes, we received Kindness by Monteverde. Maybe I should do it like this. Yep. We got Royal Ruby Flush from Ferris Press, which is this one. We got Wearingeul's The Autumn Night, 1,000 Years. And we got the Pineider Yellow Gold. So let me go ahead and put these over here like this. Boom, 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 boom. Just to make sure we got them. And that is it for today's video. If I had to pick one from this group, I am going to go ahead and say that the one that pleasantly surprised me was the Yellow Gold from Pineider. After that one, I would definitely say Wearingeul, only because I already have Royal Ruby Flush, so I kind of feel like it'd be a little bit biased because I've already, used it, inked it up in a pen and stuff like that. But out of the ones I don't have, it would definitely be this one, and Love You. But I would definitely reach for these if I were to buy them. I don't think I would reach for that one if I had to like purchase it myself. But thank you guys so much for joining me for this lovely video. If you guys would like to see these inks in action, or if I decide to ink them on the pen, please make sure to check out my TikTok, which is SwimmstaGal, for those of you guys who are wondering. And stay tuned for my next video, which is going to be my currently inked for the month of September, because that's where we're going into. And I'm going to be inking my pens next week. So that video should be up next Wednesday. Stay tuned for that one. Other than that, do not forget to like and subscribe. And let me know if you guys are interested in watching more of these videos. I still have the other inks from the previous months that I would more than gladly recap if you guys are interested in watching those. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.